Look, let me ask you something uncomfortable. If someone stopped you right now and asked, where does your money actually go every month? Not roughly, not bills, food, I mean exactly. Could you answer without opening your bank app? Most people pause right there. And what's interesting is, it's not because they're reckless or irresponsible. It's not because they're blowing money on wild things. For most people, it's the opposite. The money disappears in places that feel harmless, normal, even reasonable. That's the part nobody talks about because unnecessary purchases don't feel unnecessary while you're making them. They feel justified, logical, sometimes they even feel productive. And if you've ever thought, I make decent money, so why does it feel like nothing sticks? This is probably why. Now, before we go any further, my name is Daniel, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth while others stay stuck in the same financial patterns for decades. And here's what I've noticed after watching thousands of people talk about money. Most financial problems don't start with bad math. They start with unexamined behavior, specifically unnecessary purchases that don't look dangerous enough to question. Here's the thing. When people hear unnecessary purchases, they picture something extreme: luxury shopping sprees, impulse vacations, maxed out credit cards. But that's not how this actually shows up in real life. In real life, unnecessary spending hides inside normal days. You wake up tired, you grab a coffee because the day feels heavy already. Lunch comes around and cooking feels like too much effort. You order food because you're exhausted. Later, you scroll. Something looks useful, or comforting, or interesting. None of these moments feel reckless. That's why they're so dangerous, because your brain never labels them as bad decisions. It labels them as solutions. Solutions to discomfort, to boredom, to stress, to feeling behind, to feeling like you deserve something. And once spending becomes a solution, it stops feeling optional. This is where we need to get honest about psychology. Your brain is not designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you comfortable right now. So when people say, I know what I should do, I just don't do it, that's not a character flaw, that's biology. Your brain heavily prioritizes immediate relief, emotional regulation, short-term reward. It does not naturally prioritize long-term security, delayed gratification, future versions of yourself. So when you're stressed, tired, or emotionally drained, your decision-making center is weaker. That's when unnecessary purchases happen most often, not because you're careless, because your brain is depleted. Let's talk about the sentence that quietly destroys progress. It's not that much. That sentence has probably cost people millions collectively, because $6 or $7 on coffee doesn't feel meaningful, $15 on lunch doesn't feel dramatic, $40 on a subscription feels forgettable. Your brain evaluates spending one purchase at a time. Wealth, however, is built cumulatively. Those two perspectives are constantly fighting each other. So let's slow it down with some very simple math. If you spend $25 a day on things that don't really move your life forward, coffee, snacks, convenience, impulse buys, that's $175 a week, about $700 a month, over $8,000 a year. Most people never feel that number. They feel the $25, and that's the trap. Here's something most people miss completely. Your brain does not experience money as numbers. It experiences money as meaning. A coffee isn't a coffee. It's a calm morning. Food delivery isn't food delivery. It's rest. A new gadget isn't a gadget. It's hope that things will feel more organized. So when someone says just stop spending, they're missing the point. You're not buying objects. You're buying emotional states. And until you recognize which emotion you're trying to regulate, the spending keeps happening. This is where it gets interesting. People don't just spend money to solve problems. They spend money to reinforce identity. The gym membership says, I'm a healthy person. The expensive phone says, I'm successful. The nice clothes say, I belong here. And here's the sneaky part. Your brain gets the reward at the moment of purchase, not the moment of action. You buy the book and feel productive, even if you never read it. You buy the course and feel ambitious. Even if you never start it, you buy the equipment and feel committed. Even if nothing changes, your brain confuses buying with becoming. That feeling fades, so you buy something else. This loop is incredibly profitable for companies, and incredibly expensive for you. Most unnecessary purchases happen when you're mentally tired, late at night, after a stressful day, when you're hungry, when you're emotionally drained. That's not random. Decision fatigue is real. Every choice you make drains mental energy. By the end of the day, your brain wants easy. Easy is spending. That's why late night scrolling costs money. That's why bad days lead to bad financial decisions. This isn't weakness, it's human wiring. Most people try to fix spending with discipline. They tell themselves, I'll be stricter. I'll just say no, I need more self control. That rarely works. Psychology beats discipline every time. You don't outthink your brain, you design around it. Wealthy people aren't immune to spending psychology, they just structure their environment differently. Spending has friction, saving is automatic. For most people, it's the opposite. One tap to buy, 10 steps to save. Of course, spending wins. Here's something people don't want to hear if you don't understand your spending psychology at $3,000 a month. You won't understand it at $10,000 either. The purchases just get bigger. Instead of coffee, it's dining out. Instead of subscriptions, it's upgrades. Instead of impulse buys, it's lifestyle inflation. The pattern stays the same. That's why some people double their income and still feel broke. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Which your brain will almost always justify, ask better questions. What problem am I trying to solve emotionally right now? That question interrupts autopilot. Another powerful one. What future version of me am I choosing with this purchase? It forces time into the decision. And here's one that works surprisingly well. Delay without denying. I can buy this in 48 hours. Most unnecessary purchases don't survive time. The emotion cools down. Logic comes back online. That's not discipline. That's understanding psychology. Now pause for a second. If you're watching this and thinking, yeah, this explains a lot, then you're exactly who this channel is for. If you want more calm, honest breakdowns of how money actually works in real life, not hype, not yelling, not fake motivation, hit subscribe, seriously. This channel grows because people share it with someone who needs to hear it. Tonight, don't change anything. Don't budget, don't restrict, don't cancel subscriptions. Just notice. Notice the next time you're about to spend money and ask yourself why. That awareness alone is where control starts. Look, the goal isn't to never enjoy money. That's miserable. The goal is to stop unconsciously trading your future for momentary comfort without realizing it. Money should amplify your life, not anesthetize it. Drop a comment if something clicked for you. Or if you caught yourself making a purchase for an emotional reason recently, someone else reading it will realize they're not alone. I'll see you in the next one.